Alright, so this is a 93 PC replay played by GG from some time ago. We were talking about PC mode replay analyses and walkthroughs in a PC Gang VC some time ago, so this replay was suggested. I will leave a link to the PC Gang Discord server in the description below. Anyway, let's get right into it. I'll have Fortress on the side so I can show stuff if I need to. Yeah. Let's get started. This is fine. I mean, it's the beginning of a PC mode of run, so it doesn't matter too much. Grace is okay. Second PC. This is fine. Saving O is good. You have a couple of choices as to what you can do here. Personally, I would go for this setup because it's 100%. But this places 5 pieces and it's still 100%, so it's good. Important thing to note is that skimming with the J piece doesn't work, so you need to put J and O to make a T-spin shape. Nice. This fourth is pretty good. You get a couple of choices. This is pretty close to 100%. I think it's like 99.96 or something. But we'll see what he does. I think he just sees the solve after placing 3 pieces, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, question is, do you take this 2-line PC? If you've watched my 2-line PC video, which you should totally do if you haven't already, you would know that this is a good 2-line, because this is 5th PC, and taking a 2-line on any 5th PC will take you to 2nd PC, which would be guaranteed to have a T. GG, however, did not take the 2-line, so, well, it happens. You can box up and solve this like that, but it's not as nice. Yeah, okay. I don't have a problem with the setup, really, because you get to stack the O's on top of each other. Think you can save the L piece. Yep. And this is 7th, so I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Yeah, ILSC, or IJSC, I guess, for this first. Personally, the solve that I would take is this one. But let's see what he does. I guess that works as well. I prefer my solve. Yeah, I prefer my solve because it has both L and T in it, and I think with this piece queue, GG will pay the price, because there's not really an immediately nice save for this queue, as far as I know. Since the Z piece is next, he can just go ahead and save I, which I think is what happens. Yeah, okay, so we are now on 3rd with a pretty bad queue. Getting T, J, and L early is basically as bad as it gets, because you need to commit at least 2 of those to the setup. But let's see what he does. I think I would just box and then pray for a good piece. There's not a whole lot else you can do. Yeah, well, he gets bailed by luck here, because he gets an L piece at the end, which is fine. There's a couple of good setups here. This is one of them. You can save the O piece by boxing off the left with J and I, which I think is what happens. Yeah, that works too. This is a pretty good 5th PC. he'll probably put the T on the left side because he has a J first in the queue, well before L. Yeah, nice. Sixth. Okay, well, I have a feeling he's not going to do the save T, but anyway, here it is, in case you wanted to see it. The save T for this queue is... yeah, like this. Yeah, like that. That would have saved T, but it doesn't matter too much here, because we're going to 7th anyway. And for the 7th, I do something that I don't know if anyone else really does, but... what pieces would come next? You'd have OSL, ISC, and then these in any order. I do this if the Z is early, because this just ends up having only one solve, which is nice. But the normal setup is fine as well. It's just you want to be thinking as little as possible when you're doing 7th. Anyway, back to first PC. From here on, I'll probably put it on 2x speed because it's a bit slow. That's fine. Okay, well, I guess I'll show off the setup I would use. Sorry, it scrolled down. Personally, I would go for... whoops. Yeah, I'll go for this setup, because if you have early S or Z, then you can just save O immediately. But he saves O anyway with the setup, so it's really no big deal. Okay, maybe 2x speed is a bit fast, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, so I think the best save in this case would be saving the L piece. Or maybe it's better to say using the Z piece in the solve. Because the next one will be 6th. Placing J flat will allow... yeah. Good. I think I would save the J piece for this 7th. Yeah, good. Cool. Okay, here you... okay, well, personally what I would go for in this instance... well, it colored that piece. That wasn't intentional. So yeah, what I would go for in this instance is... okay, well, what you can do is that notice that this and what else I was gonna say? Notice that these two make the same shape, so this ends up being the same shape as Brain Dead. So whenever you have two things that make the same shape, it's called a congruent. So I would do this and have T-Face up due to parity to get into IS0 second, which is pretty good. However, what happens in the replay is not that. He starts off well, but ends up just boxing. And this is a bad second. However, he actually has a way to immediately save the L piece with a Cubase setup. Yep, okay, so well, I know he doesn't go for the Cubase setup here, but with this Q, what else is he? He's guaranteed an S at the end, right? I got the order of this wrong. Whoops. But what am I trying to say? I screwed this up. Point is that you can immediately save the if the I and J pieces are early, you can immediately save L piece. He saves S here, which is like sad. I wouldn't know what to do either in this situation. You kind of rely on getting another L or J if you commit the T to the setup like that, but it's fine. Kind of a weird duplicate fourth PC, but honestly, doing at EPCO wouldn't even be that bad, because you get the extra T in the queue. I would just box off JZL. Yeah. Oh, he didn't even do JZL, but that works too. You get a couple of options here. I think the easiest thing to see for this would be to do this. Having this formation memorized is good, because this is basically the same thing as the brain dead setup. And you get to do that. Let's see what he goes for. Something a little bit different. Actually, this is better, because you get to choose between saving O and S. In this case, saving the O piece is better. Okay, and then we get the 7th. I don't use the 7th PC setup personally. What I think is better in this instance is to... Oh, I messed up the bag composition. It doesn't matter. But it's better to do this, in my opinion, and then look for the solve. In this case, what we can do is that I spin, and then that works. But this is fine. Okay, so this is a difficult first. Let's see. So what is it? OIZLZSTJIZOS. Okay. What I see is this. Yeah. Okay. I guess the way to explain this is that it's just like PCO, but like upside down. But that's hard to see. I don't know if that's what he goes for. That's good too, actually. You can immediately save T with the... No, sorry. Immediately save O with the normal setup. Which is this. Okay, and this is the part of a run where I don't get to say a whole lot because he just gets 2-line loops. PCO just works. Can immediately save the O piece. Yeah, and then he just gets 2-line loops. It's not a whole lot to say. Okay, so this is where you would want to save T, ideally. Because at this point in the queue, you have no idea you're going to get another 2-line. So putting O next to this Z piece and then finishing the box with L and I on the left would allow you to save a T. However, he just ends up getting another 2-line, which is it's getting a thing... what am I trying to say? It's getting a 1 in 7 chance 3 times in a row. So that's 1 on 7 to the power 3 is 343, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's a lot of 2-lines. I think boxing should be okay because you see the J in the queue. Actually, it works out pretty nicely here. I guess you don't really get a choice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think for something like this you would want to save the... What am I trying to say? You'll want to save the T piece. I think the easiest thing for people to see would be this. This TSL shape makes the same... is congruent with PCO. But... yeah, this is fine too. I have no problem with that. I hope GG saves the O piece for this. Because if you save O, you get a pretty easy 6th. Nice. Good stuff. And then everything is safe. You could have saved T there, but who cares, it's 7th. Okay, well for the 7th I suggest something a little bit different. Personally I do this. And then it's kind of like MKO if you've used that opener. But this is fine too. PCO is kind of rough. You're kind of relying on a good piece next, which happens. Just I spin. Yeah, I think GG kind of shot himself in the foot here by building the PCO setup this way. TJLIZ, I guess. Because, like, if you just did this, you could immediately do that. I know the rest of the key is wrong, but this would guarantee you a save O. However, he does not guarantee himself a save O, and walks right into a save S. I don't know if there's anything better than that. Yeah. Well, this Q isn't so bad, because you can make the leg setup with L, S, and Z. Then he's just fine, actually. Good foresight for that 4x4 box. Okay, well, this isn't too difficult of a PC, because you can just... That didn't work. Okay, well, I should probably not use the fortress capture tool anyway. But what you can do here is just extend out the left side, sort of like PCO. I spin. That works. Although GG overcomplicates things way more than it has to and does this instead. I guess this is a good skim to know, which leaves S here and Z on the left, but there's no need to do this solve, other than maybe style points. IJ, I think this is IJ 5th, which is fine. I would just kind of box. This is fine too. I don't have anything against that. I don't really like using two eyepieces there, but this Q is okay for this 6th. Seventh, it's not really a bad Q. Can I spin? Yeah. I would be a little bit more careful about doing Grace for that Q, but it works out for him. Okay, I think this next thing he will not do, and it's pretty easy to implement. So LOJZ, something like that. So the next thing is you can do a Q-based setup, which will just straight up guarantee you save T. Well, this saves T anyway, but it's better to guarantee yourself a safety rather than hope for one. Cool. This is fine. Probably do the cradle setup for this. So IZZL sort of thing on the left, on the right. Yeah. You got a couple options. You can just close off the box if you feel like it. I would do Jaws, personally. I would... I don't really like that. Committing the T-piece into the setup is rarely okay. But he gets bailed by luck anyway and gets the L piece at the end. Okay. PCO and O would be the best thing to do. O one away from the wall. And then... what now? Well, okay, well, you can just do the normal PCO solve, so what does it matter? Okay. The meta recently for second going to third is just save T rather than save O. So for something like this, what you could do, you're guaranteed a T at the end of the queue. You can just treat this as if it were a 7th PC. So in this case, you could do that, skim with a T, and then go into a nice T third. Save O isn't bad, it's just that save T is that much better. Okay. Well... save T would be like JTO PCO sort of shape. Yeah, exactly. IT, one of the better 5th PCs. Okay, well, I don't like the setup that much. I think there's better things you can do. But that works. I would do the same thing. What would I go for here? I think personally I would go for something like that. Like that. And this also basically makes the same shape as Brain Dead. Anyway. Let's see what GG does. Oh, okay, that's literally what he does. Okay, nice. 7th. I don't have anything to say. It's 7th. 7th is easy. Just memorize them. PCO, good. Having the L at the end of the queue makes this quite a bit easier. You might recognize that skim from Jigsaw, actually. Okay. Okay, kind of a crap queue, but I think what he does is gonna be just about the best thing you can do. Yeah. Yeah, that's why you want to try avoid O3rd sometimes, because if you get a bad queue, then you straight up can't do anything about it. I'm okay with this. Kind of relying on L or J to come up. You get the J piece, it's not so bad. 2-line on 5th. This is good. Hiya. Okay, well, you should ideally try to save the T-piece again. Does this work? Hold on. Oh yeah, this works. Do this. Save T. Save O is okay though. That's fine. Okay. 100% setup. Good. I would save L, because L, O, 5th is not so bad. I don't think there's a way to save the T. Anyway, another 2-line on 5th, which is super lucky. I think there's probably a way to save T there as well, but it wasn't so obvious, so I'll give him pass. That's okay. 3x4 box and O is 100%. That's probably what he's gonna go for. Good. You get a couple of options for solves. I would try to save. Okay, I think there's a way to save T, but this isn't so bad either. Okay, the next piece that pops up can make this either really easy or really difficult. In this case, it makes it really easy because it's an O piece, and you can just stack the O pieces. And then it's really just a PCO solve with the rest. Okay. Well, the Z piece makes it easy. The T piece at the end makes this really easy. But you can also save T if you wanted to by making a upside down PCO shape with T, Z, and L. Which is what he does. Okay, 7th. Not a whole lot to say there. Back to 1st. Okay. What would I do in this situation? I think the best thing to do here is this, which will take you to a second PC which has both L and J in it, which is good. Okay, well, okay, that's not as good. You want to avoid going to seconds that have only one of L and J and no T, because that's usually how most runs end will. Sorry, that's usually how most and I can't speak. Oh my god, that's usually how most runs will end on seconds. That's okay. I don't really hate the setup, but it's kind of hard to save a good piece here. Do you have to save it S? Well, sad. Cradle setup is okay. I like this. I don't think box has a solve, so you have to hold this L. Okay, I think there's something a little bit better. I'm not sure. Yeah, going back to this, which is like... what is the shape of... I don't know. I think it's like that. Whenever you have this, you can just like... Yeah, this would allow you to have both L and J in the next PC, rather than just having one of them. Well, this is a bad 4th. However, yeah, you're kind of relying on an S piece to come up, which does come up. Really thinking about the solve here, but there's only one option. An I piece is guaranteed next, so you're going to ZI 5th, which is okay. You got a couple of options for setups. ZILIJT. Okay, I mean, like, you can go for something like this. I think that's what I'd do. Not sure on the percentages for that one, but yeah. Yeah, this is kind of unlucky. You have to go into no T 6th. Although He's actually fine here because you can see the T and the Q pretty early. Box works because of the L that comes next. There you go. 7th. Seen this one a couple of times. You can just box off here. Like that. Good. Second PC into save O, hopefully. Yeah. Actually, for this Q, I know he'll just go for Brain Dead for this case, but you can even go for something like this. And I'm pretty sure the percentage for that is pretty high. I don't know what it is, but it does look like you're depending on another S piece here, but there's a lot of solves that don't do that. Anyway, this is fine. And this is actually the last PC that happens in this run, because he fails this one. First of all, this isn't 100%, not that it really matters. For that Q, you could just do this. Anyway, this is where the run ends. Now, I would just try solve it from here, and then take this solve. However, he went for this weird S-skim. And the problem with this is that this relies on you being able to skim the second row and the top row. And with the pieces he has, this only addresses one of those. He skims the second row, but not the top one, which means you no longer have a way to fill in this top, and you just die here. So I think with a little bit more piece Q awareness, this run could have gone quite a bit longer. Anyway, that's the end of a run. If I wanted to sum up some of the stuff that I've said in this review, worry more about your choice of piece saves coming from first into second, because you never want to end up on seconds which only have one of L and J. One of L or J, and no T. That's pretty bad. Also, going second into third, try to save T more than O, because save O has more keys that are difficult to deal with. And maybe some just generic Q reading awareness, because there were some pretty simple solves that were missed. Other than that, it was a pretty solid run. GG didn't do too many things that I found to be silly. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this replay review. Thanks for watching.